pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. The United States was at peace with that nation, and at the solicitation of Japan, was still in conversation with its government.
We've seen war. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters. We have been honed into a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you know it's good for you. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for. Who you worship, what you worship, who you love. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down.
Spartan base to Spartan 0. Immediate QRF troops in contact. Onward!
This is Semper Fidelis. Always faithful. Always rewarding.
Tell them Viper sent you. Dodge this.
back up. 4 years ago, we took a wrong turn and lost our purpose. We lost the strength that makes Americans who we are. If we dared to speak the truth, it was called hate speech, and our values were labeled shameful. That's when everything we care about fell apart. We surrendered our borders, our paychecks, and our courage. Our patriotism was called toxic. Men could beat up women and win medals, but there was no prize for the guy who got up every day to do his job. Now we're being asked to settle for the way things are. And we're wondering if America can make a comeback. We can. Because we've done it before. When we get knocked down, we don't stay down. We get up again. We fight. We fight. We fight.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Kamala backed Biden on everything. She was the deciding vote for his disastrous economic agenda. They raised taxes on the middle class, and prices soared. Kamala was in charge of his open border policies, giving welfare to illegals while Americans struggle, and their weakness invited wars. Now Kamala wants to double down on failure. It's time to turn the page on Joe and Kamala's failed agenda. President Trump fights for you. His strength kept us safe. Trump cut taxes for families. Prices were lower and the border secure. Now, President Trump can do it again.
And we are going to launch a new golden age of American success for the citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed.
Remember, Kamala broke it. President Trump will fix it.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Brian's legacy is etched into eternity. Thank you.
When she was asked what she would do differently compared to Joe Biden, she said, nothing comes to mind.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of...
I will say that could be the Kamala Harris official campaign slogan. Kamala Harris, nothing comes to mind.
You've been in office for 3.5 years.
And Donald Trump has been running for office.
Madam
You
Vice
and I
President.
both know what I'm talking about.
I am the chosen one.
They know I'm a big boss, got a big boss in this bitch. They know I'm a big talker, have my big body and they...
Senator, thank you. Governor, you previously opposed an assault weapons ban, but only later in your political career did you change your position. Why?
Yeah, I sat in that office with those Sandy Hook boys. I've become friends with school shooters.
You what?
Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally.
With Kamala Harris's anti-Christian rhetoric and anti-Christian approach to public policy. I don't think we've, that's right, Jesus is king, and I don't think that we've seen...
Married to the game, bitch to a frame, I ain't gonna change, tell me what else, tell me, it's easier to scream, I say straight to hell.
Despite all of the damage she's caused, Kamala has spent the final week of her failing campaign comparing her political opponents to the most evil mass murderers.
Let me ask you tonight, do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
2 days ago, Joe Biden called our supporters garbage. You're garbage.
The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
My response to Joe and Kamala is simple. You can't lead America if you don't love America. You can't do it. You can't be president if you hate the American people, and I think they hate the American people. I'll bet you we're 250 million people we're talking about. I'll bet we're 250 million people. Remember, it's called Make America Great Again. Who's against it?
Well, I think his dad. I might bet $20 on his dad voting for Donald Trump for president, especially last night after the garbage comment.
Oh yeah.
That guy is trying to help Donald Trump. We're gonna win. I think we're gonna win. But after we win, I'm going to be convinced that Joe Biden was trying to help us the whole time.
Well, here's
he put on the MAGA hat.
The MAGA hat was crazy.
That was crazy.
When he put on the MAGA hat in front of those guys and they all cheered, and he insisted on keeping the hat, and he took it with him.
Muslims stand with President Trump because he promises peace, not war. Donald J. Trump will be the 47th president of the United States of America.
Our next commander-in-chief, President Donald J. Trump.
We are 9 days away from the most important election of my lifetime, and the choice has never been clearer.
Make America great again.
We hit him with that American Eagle screech, that...
The Fox News Decision Desk can now officially project that Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
The former president's comeback will be complete with a win in Wisconsin, a state that he narrowly lost 4 years ago. He is now the second president in U.S. history to win non-consecutive terms. The first was Grover Cleveland in the late 1800s. Senator J.D. Vance will become the 50th vice president of the United States. Voters express deep frustration with the Biden administration, and former President Trump and the future President Trump overperformed in urban areas, particularly with men, proving that the strategy that they doubled and tripled down on over the course of the last few months absolutely succeeded and brought him back to the White House.
Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
The former president's comeback will be complete with a win in Wisconsin, a state that he narrowly lost 4 years ago. He is now the second president in U.S. history to win non-consecutive terms. The first was Grover Cleveland in the late 1800s. Senator J.D. Vance will become the 50th vice president of the United States. Voters express deep frustration with the Biden administration.
Let's get business, baby. You better have some respect. We ain't tight of I'ma cut you off and talk it to me. Cut you out my car. Cut you out my life.
We are back, baby. We are fucking back. We are back. Classic. We are back. We are back.
Mason, it is over. We won.
For now.
What will Donald Trump's foreign policy be like? Well, President-elect Trump will likely lean heavily on his America First agenda, prioritizing national interests over global commitments. Starting with NATO, Trump has repeatedly questioned the alliance's purpose, hinting that US support could hinge on allies meeting defense spending obligations. On Ukraine, Trump has suggested he could swiftly end the conflict, potentially reducing US financial support and making concessions to Russia, raising concerns for many about compromising Ukraine's interests. In Asia, expect heightened tensions with China. Trump has pledged to implement tougher trade measures, like higher tariffs on Chinese imports, aiming to reduce US economic reliance on Beijing. In the Middle East, Trump is a vocal supporter of Israel, backing its recent actions in the Israel-Hamas conflict. Closer to home, Trump has floated the controversial idea of deploying US forces to Mexico, targeting cartels that he sees as a direct threat to American security. Across these policies, his stance is clear. US sovereignty takes precedence, and partnerships will depend on their tangible benefits to American interests.
Transgender medicine, National Minority Health Fund, LGBTQ harassment.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I can't see a damn thing if they guap. I can't see a damn thing if they guap.
Honoring the fallen is the duty of every red-blooded American.
So cool.
Let us go forth to lead the land we love, asking His blessing and His help, but knowing that here on earth, God's word must truly be our own.